Hey, everybody, and welcome back. Today, we are taking a deep dive into ChatGPT.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, it's everywhere you turn these days, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of a black box for a lot of people, right? Like, we hear about what it can do, but not necessarily how it actually works.
And that's what makes this deep dive so
Right.
fascinating. Because once you understand the mechanics of it, the potential, but also the limitations become so much clearer.
Right, exactly. So, no more black box for us. Let's break this thing open. And maybe the easiest place to start is with this idea of a language model. Have you ever tried to have a deep conversation with a parrot?
I can't say that I have.
Well, imagine teaching a parrot to write a novel, right?
Yep.
Just by letting it listen to you read thousands of books. It might pick up on patterns, on how to string words together in a way that sounds impressive, but doesn't really understand the story it's telling.
That's a great analogy. And it gets at the heart of what ChatGPT is. It's a statistical powerhouse trained on a mountain of text data. Books, articles, code, even online conversations, you name it, it's probably in there.
So we're talking about a serious amount of information here.
Oh, absolutely. A massive amount of data. And it uses this data to learn the intricate patterns of human language.
Okay, so how does it actually do that? Like, how does it go from a jumble of text to something that can write a poem or answer a question in a way that sounds almost human?
That's where the magic of neural networks comes in. ChatGPT uses something called a transformer neural network, which you can think of as a super complex web of interconnected nodes, kind of like the neurons in our brains.
Kind of like a digital brain, in a way.
Exactly. And this network is trained on all that text data, allowing it to identify patterns and relationships between words, phrases, even entire concepts.
So instead of being explicitly programmed with the rules of grammar and syntax, it's actually learning those rules by observing them in action over and over again through this massive data set.
Precisely. And this is where things get really interesting because it's not simply about memorizing the data. It's about learning the probability of one word following another, one sentence leading to the next. That's why it's called probabilistic.
So it's making educated guesses, essentially, based on the patterns it's learned.
That's a great way to put it. It's not about pre-programmed responses, but rather about calculating the most statistically likely output, given the input it receives.
Okay, so let's say I feed ChatGPT the first few paragraphs of a mystery novel.
Mhm.
Could it theoretically keep writing the story in a believable way?
It absolutely could. And that's one of the things that makes this technology so compelling. It's like having a writing partner who can take your ideas and run with them, expanding on them in ways you might not have even imagined.
That is both exciting and a little bit unnerving, to be honest.
I get that. But it's that ability to process information and generate human quality text that opens up a whole universe of possibilities.
Yeah, and we're already seeing some of those possibilities come to life. Chatbots, for example. Instead of those clunky, frustrating automated systems we're used to, imagine a chatbot that can hold a truly natural conversation, that can understand your needs and provide genuinely helpful responses.
And think of the impact that could have on customer service, especially for smaller businesses that don't have the resources for large, around-the-clock support teams.
Right, it's like having a 24/7 team of virtual assistants ready to answer questions, troubleshoot problems, all without taking a break or asking for a raise.
Exactly, and it goes far beyond customer service. ChatGPT can also be an incredibly powerful tool for content creation. Imagine struggling with writer's block and having an AI partner that can help you brainstorm ideas, generate different creative text formats, poems, scripts, even musical pieces.
So for our listeners who dabble in creative writing, songwriting, anything like that, this could be a game changer.
It really could. And for educators too, right? Personalized learning plans, AI tutors that adapt to a student's individual needs. The potential applications in education are massive.
It's like we're on the cusp of a revolution in how we create, how we learn, how we even communicate with each other.
It's incredibly exciting. But like any powerful tool, it's important to approach it with both enthusiasm and a healthy dose of caution.
Right, because it's not all rosy, is it?
Right.
Like any technology, ChatGPT has its limitations, its potential downsides that we need to be aware of.
Absolutely. One of the biggest concerns with any AI system trained on massive amounts of data is the potential for bias to creep in.
Because the data itself can be biased, right? If ChatGPT is trained on text that reflects existing societal biases, those biases can be reflected, even amplified in its output.
Exactly. If the data set is skewed in a particular direction, say it's predominantly written by men, then ChatGPT might struggle to provide accurate or unbiased information about topics related to women, for example.
It's a good reminder that even though it feels objective, the output of these AI systems is only as unbiased as the data they're trained on.
Precisely. And it's crucial for us as users of this technology to be aware of that, to approach the information it generates with a critical eye, to cross-reference it, to not accept it as gospel truth just because it comes from a seemingly intelligent machine.
So remember that at the end of the day, it's a tool, a powerful tool, but still just a tool.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And with any tool, it's up to us, the humans using it, to ensure that it's used ethically and responsibly.
That's exactly right. We have a responsibility to be aware of the potential downsides, to mitigate those downsides, and to ensure that this technology is used for good.
I think that's a great place to leave it for today. A reminder that even though it feels like magic sometimes, ChatGPT is not magic. It's the result of human ingenuity, of countless hours of research and development. And as with any powerful technology, it comes with both incredible potential and the need for careful, thoughtful stewardship.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this conversation so important. The more we understand about how this technology works, the better equipped we are to use it responsibly and to shape its development in a positive direction.
It's a fascinating time to be alive, folks. The world of AI is evolving at an incredible pace, and ChatGPT is just one example of the amazing things that are possible when we combine human ingenuity with the power of computation. What will they think of next? We'll be back next time with another deep dive into the world of tech and innovation. Until then, stay curious.